What's up everyone, Nike here, back in Minecraft, doing something, and I always start off a new thing with doing something, because I usually do a certain amount of things, and then do something that I don't normally do, and this is one of those things I don't normally do. Usually when I have a big build in the process, I may upload a few pictures here and there, maybe to Instagram or to Facebook just to show it off, but I never do an update video while I'm still building. For example, well, I guess Talladega would be kind of an update-ish video, because you saw a little bit of it before it was done. But this one is focusing on the actual build. And there's two other things I want to show off, technically three other things. But this one build, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is the main thing, which I'm sure, if you look at the video title, you're like, I want to see it. I want to see what's going on. So I've been building for about a week. Here's the front stretch. I've been working, this is a new building technique. Instead of building the entire track around, considering that this world has, vegetation, depth to it, and it's going to be connected to another world, I've decided to connect a roadway, like I was talking about the first update video, and then build basically from the front to the back. So that means I'm working from the front stretch, then working on the inside, and then moving right along with the back stretch. So for about a week now, I've been working on the stands. And these have been the most interesting just because of how unique Indianapolis is. Look at it! Oh, of course the world isn't loaded all the way. I actually need like 4 maps, actually technically 3, to see, because it's right on the border of 3 different areas, as you can see, and then there's another map which shows like the inside. But if you look, this area was the first area that I started on. I first started on the roadway over here, and then I worked on the designs for the stands, and you can see they are quite interesting. Not as complicated on the front, but again on the back, a lot of patterns that needed to be filled out. So I worked each and every day about 2 to 3 hours, maybe even just an hour, just adding extra stuff. So we started with the stands, then worked our way to the catch fence, which hopefully will be added all the way around the track, which other tracks have not had. Detailing on a little bit of the road on front. Then we moved into the pit road area. But let me just kind of give you a quick glimpse of what it looks like over here. So we down a ways. So looking at the front stretch, it's pretty much the same pattern all the way down to a certain point, with the start finish over here in bricks, with the flag stand, which I actually paid particular attention to, because I like to do that. So I added little holes in here just to make it look more like the metal stand that is basically there, where it's just like poles connected, and then the bricks lead all the way through the most recent build, which is the tower, but we're going to talk about that in just a minute once we get this done. And I just worked my way down, and then I saw that there was also multiple tunnels around the area, so this actually was the most recent thing that I finished up with last night at around 2, 3 in the morning, because I wanted to get it out, because I knew it was going to be a bit busy today, and building wasn't going to start until later tonight. So you see that the tunnel area goes from over here, we see the roadway, and then it goes down to the other side. Now, I'm actually going to see if I can search up any photos or video of what this particular tunnel looks like. I mean, they may look the same all around, but because I mainly kind of based this off of one picture I saw, but that might have been the one over near turn 4. So, more so pylons and stuff. I think there's a walkway in the middle, so I might add that in a little bit later. But exiting from here, we move all the way down. I include the grass and the grass and the gates that kind of separate the stands from the actual wall, and it goes all the way down. And then this was actually one of many hard builds. There's a lot of hard builds with this, mainly because there's certain things that haven't been photographed well or haven't been seen well. There's actually a much harder one which you're going to see over in the pit road section, but this was the first kind of stump I had to get over, because there wasn't any clear really photos, at least from what I searched on Google and using Google Maps, of what this looked like. But I finally found an image, and I constructed what I believe is the closest that I could get to. Of course, it's not going to be 100%, but it is going to be a lot more detailed than my previous tracks, especially with the roadway ending up behind it, because for those who don't know, right there's a roadway behind it, like right next to it, and then on the other side of the roadway is houses. This area, we extended the grass, of course, moved into the next tunnel, which I believe there may be 6 or so. I know there's ones in the turns, I'm going to have to research that. But this tunnel, I'm going to try to, I think this was the one I looked at the picture at, I'm going to try to basically add like what I did with the first tunnel, add a line of slabs on top so you don't see any of the lines with the roadway. And then I'm going to add pylons in the middle to represent kind of the separation or whatever they have inside the tunnel. So those are going to be detailed a bit later, because right now I'm going to be working on the inside more now that I have this front stretch stands done. But then it moves on to the smaller stands, which pretty much wrap around, you know, turns 3 and 4, and then also on the other side with 1 and 2. So this is kind of a little bit after this, we're going to see the turns start developing. Pretty much following where the road course is going to be turning back into the track. So here's the start of the road course, goes around, it's going to dip in a bit, and then it's going to go back around, and then follow its way down there. Now following that, we also have the inside stands. So, of course, we have the roadway leading from where the tunnel is down that way, the road course will follow in, and then the front stretch stands. These were actually, besides the first front stretch stands, this area right here is my favorite bit so much. Actually, technically the whole inside stands, because just look at it. Holy freaking cow. God dang, man. Look at it. There's so much. And I actually counted how many different sections there are for these box seatings up top. So I counted about 6. So I counted it all the way, and then added this second area before you hit the tower. And this area was definitely the most difficult. Reason being, there was literally no photos at all of what it looked like, except for a few. Because it mainly focused on the front, so I got the front done, but I didn't know what was on the back. And when I did more research, I realized, oh my god, there's a lot more to the back than meets the eye. And I tried to replicate it as best as I could with how big it was. I do think I could have made it a little bit longer considering the gap in between, but it was already built out and everything, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think it looks pretty nice right now. Again, not going for 100%, but trying to get it as close as I can, considering other builds that I've seen, and other build that I've done. So then moving on to, we have the winner's circle area, which is basically a circle and a podium on top. I haven't seen a walkway specifically that goes up to it. It might go underneath and around. I'll do more research on that, of course, but that's just a minor detail that I'll probably add in later. And then we have the main tower. Don't know the name of the tower. Sorry for that. My dad knows the name for some reason, like the design style and everything, but this was actually the most fun that I've had with it, just because I got to use stained glass for really the first time besides over there. Like, that's black, but this is blue. This is like cyan. So I basically detailed it. I added stained glass in the back, so it actually looks like windows, since I think it is windows. Then I cut it off. I may add some details in with these box areas, like with chairs and whatnot, maybe more entrances when I'm done with the entire build. But I just want to focus on as much as I can, and then move on to the next thing. So then it goes up a few floors to the top. Yeah, this area was done pretty much in a day. This entire section. Actually in like 2 hours, 3 hours. But anyways, looking back over here, I actually had to re-go back with Pit Road and recolor it so it looks a bit better. I know that the coloring pattern actually stretches out a bit more, but in Minecraft I seem to like it better, just focused near the wall. I mean, if you want me to change it and add this area in the sections that it is next to the stands, I will do so. But for right now, I'm going to keep it the way it is right now. Then it moves on to the rest of these areas, which are basically copy and paste. So you have the front garage area with seats, then a gap, then the other one, and then another gap, and then the final one on the other side, which has a walkway that goes up on top of it, and then walkways in between, again, detail later, and then they all stretch across back to the main tower. Now, this was another bump that I hit with the build, and originally I was actually pretty done with it. And then I was gonna move on, but then I'm like, there's some things that I'm missing because I don't have a clear look on what it is. And when I actually found pictures, I realized, oh gosh. So I had to take about an hour to myself to just redesign the back to look as close as it can to the real thing. So I made it more circular in the back. I had the extra windows, these little, I guess screens. I'm not really sure what they are. Maybe, yeah, screens pretty much. And just designing it to look cylindrical in a way with the stairs leading up to the top. And that, again, took like an hour. So what I'll usually do is I'll usually figure out a piece that I want to build, then build it the best I can at first, look at more detail to detail the back or front, or, just take my time with the build to make it look much bigger and better, and then figure out what, like, size, how it can look. So anyways, that is an early update. God dang, that took 13 minutes to explain. At least in recording times, probably like, what, 8 minutes maybe? But it took a while to explain. And just think about how big it's gonna freaking be. So maybe in the full video, I may just skip over this and just kind of just shown out, or like not really detailed as much as I did here, but maybe just quickly re-summarize what it's, what I've done. But going back over here, this was actually, considering how recently I started building, this wasn't the first thing that I've been working on. So we have the roads, and then one of my friends decided to build his own house. I worked on a tower and my house. So we have one tower in the city so far, which will be added in later on, whether or not friends want to build or not. Or when I'm done with the Speedway, I'll figure out more things I want to add into the city to make it more alive. But over here is my house. Now, again, I tried to film a build process, which was like 4 minutes long, of me kind of like building my house. But I got a bit freaked out because as soon as I uploaded it, I lost 3 subscribers, almost immediately. I don't know if it was because of the video, but if you want to see some quick clips of, or if you want to see the actual video after this, just comment below and I'll upload it, but I have it safe. So if you ever want it again. But here is my house. You can tell I love freaking glass and water. I'm guessing this is like the dining room area, which leads into the kitchen area, which leads into the back area. Nothing in the back area porch, because I kind of don't like outside, I like inside. Again, my kitchen, the fridge design that I usually use. No food in there, because I'm poor, and I haven't bought any food yet. I believe this is living room space 1 with a bit of a blue glass design up here, which goes along with the glowstone up this way. Then we have living room part 2. So this is another living room area that's on the 2nd floor with a bookcase area and then a TV section which overlooks pretty much the sides of where the city is, friends' houses is, and then the sky. The sky is amazing. Then we have 3 bedrooms. This one is mine, and I haven't figured out what's going to go into the other 2 yet. So you see I have my bed over here, and I try to replicate like my setup I have right now with 2 computers. I pretty much failed at it. And then for some reason golden apples. I don't really eat apples in real life, but you know what? They're good for you in this game. And then a bunch of music discs. Then upstairs as a special little thing, which, I wanted to add in, is an area to repair and name items as well as enchant them. I think it's a cool little area. It's not really supposed to be secretive, it's just supposed to be a nice little area to do so. I mean, it's right next to the main freaking stairs, for crying out loud. I think it's pretty nice. And then one walkway that goes in the middle. A lot of glowstone, a lot of water, a lot of quartz blocks and half slabs, and a lot of carpets. And then I also have lava underneath. But then my tower, which is past my other friend's build, which is like a little park. Look at it. Oh yeah, it's a nice little park, so you can like just ignore all the troubles in life, and then you get blown up by a creeper because there's really no light in the middle. But it is by Psycho Drago, another one of my friends. I haven't seen him on this world in a while. Hopefully he'll come back on. Please come back on and build. I'm begging you. I'm working on the one thing I don't want this city to live. Yeah. And then here's my main hotel condo / something area. Not really sure. I wanted to build something that was kind of like a condo where people, if they ever chose so, which they probably won't, can build it, take up their own basically rooms and build it up the way that they wanted to. pretty tall building, and it probably, yeah, it definitely exceeds the amount of people that can go into one Minecraft Xbox One world, but it's nice. But that's a update number 2 of this gigantic Minecraft server. Of course, the highlight was Indy, but I just want to show off the other things that I built. Hope you enjoyed this video. I may post another update once I'm maybe halfway through the build, as it may take maybe another month and a half to 2 months at this pace. And I'll try to build other stuff on the sideline if I get bored with building Indy alone, so we can have more stuff to talk about. But Indy is a pretty big thing to talk about, especially with detailing. So again, hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out the Minecraft playlist, which will be in the little information icon, which should show up at the end of the video, actually probably when I'm talking or in the ending scene. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.